Hey everybody. For those that don't know me yet, I'm Jen Miner, the owner of Thrive Health and Wellness. And today I'm going live a little later than I usually do. We had a little hiccups today with technology, but we're here now, so that's great. And today we're going to talk about some more about the power of your language. So I hear people saying all the time, I just need more motivation. I need more motivation. How do I get more motivation? Okay, last week we talked about going from things like I'd like to I'm going to, right? Like they say, an average sucks. They say anytime you say I'd like to, you're standing still. But the second you say I'm going to, it changes everything. So who has said I'd like to eat healthier, or I'd like to lose weight, or I'd like to get off these meds, or I'd like to go to bed earlier? If that's you, type in the comments, I'd like to. Okay, so why do you get a totally different experience when you change just a few words, just going from I'd like to I'm going to? Well, because they light up your brain differently. And if you're going to start leveling up these areas of your life and you really desire to follow through on some of these challenges that you have for yourself, where you have goals, then you're going to have to choose to light up your brain differently. You know that saying, keep doing what you've always done, and you're going to get the same result you've always gotten. So if you're listening and you're ready to start saying, I'm going to, every time you would have said, I'd like to, or if you're going to say, I can instead of I can't, so look out for these words too. This one I really love, because so rarely when we say I can't, is it literally a can't situation. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, for example, I'd like to get up 15 minutes earlier so I can have some me time in the morning and not feel crazy stressed, but I just can't. Okay. Sometimes we have to willing to be really honest with ourselves. All right. We challenge our truth. Byron Katie is great at really drilling that in and always questioning when you think something, or when you think you feel a certain way. It's almost never really the heart of the matter. So really getting to the bottom of that is really, really important. So is that a statement about that statement that we had about not about getting up earlier? Is that true? Or might it be a little bit more accurate to say something like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to get up 15 minutes earlier so that I have some me time in the morning, not feel crazy stressed. Up until now, I haven't chosen to do that, but I'm going to do that now. How much more powerful is that statement over the other one? The other one has just defeat and failure written all over. But you know what? Your brain's like, you know what? I'm really good at that. I'm really good at not following through. I'm really good at saying that I'm going to do things and then not following through. So in a way, it's been able to calculate those things as successful, because I'm really successful at not doing things, right? So, but we can redefine that success. And that's our choice. We get to do that. We get to choose. No, I'm going to start redefining what successful is. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in another video. So watch out for that one. So if you want to hear more about things like this, keep watching. But when we're willing to be more transparent with ourselves and use that power of inquiry that Byron Katie calls it, our body's going to learn to trust us and our decisions in a whole new way, in a way that's going to motivate you and support you instead of holding you back out of fear and confusion or desperation to be successful at something, even if it is failure and not following through, right? So to be clear, mean what you say and say what you mean. That saying used to annoy, well, first of all, it confused me. And then when I started to understand, then it annoyed me. Now I love it, okay? Because, we resist some of that growth at first, right? It isn't easy. It isn't something that we're like, yeah, let's grow more all the time, right? So when you hear yourself using those words, don't be afraid to question them, okay? Sometimes we make things harder than they need to be. So this way we get that stronger sense of accomplishment, right? When you start celebrating even the easy things, guess what? Subconsciously, you're not going to need to make things hard anymore so that you feel accomplished. That was a big one. I realized I was doing that many years ago. I realized that I was making everything so difficult because it gave me a greater sense of accomplishment when I achieved it. But when you start celebrating the easy things, you start finding things to be a lot easier, because you don't need to add that extra challenge to it in order to feel successful, okay? So we also want to make sure that we keep building the value and the belief systems behind these health practices, because right now you're fighting the beliefs. You're fighting beliefs that being healthy is hard. Only the super crazy people with no better time on their hands can do it. And I know, because that's what I used to think. I used to think exactly that being healthy was not only hard, but only the super crazy people with literally no other time on their hands could do it. So I get it. I have been there. We value, the other problem is that I know, and I used to think this way too, is that we value the perceived pleasure that we get from all these unhealthy things. Well, if I now have to start eliminating these things, and that's where I get my pleasure from right now, how willingly is your body going to go along with that plan? It's going to go along kicking and screaming. So we can either make this process really, really hard, or we can make this process really, really easy. So how can we make it easy? Well, this is where the healing opportunities come in for today. I don't like to call it homework. I don't like to use those words. So I like to call them healing opportunities. So today your healing opportunity is this. Think of an area that you're struggling, all right? And really, really sit with it and examine, what do you believe about that task or function? And give yourself permission to feel it, even if it's uncomfortable, okay? It's okay to explore this. This is a safe space. It's okay to admit these things, okay? Because that was another thing that I know I personally struggled with, and a lot of people struggle with, is that, well, if I admit that I think or feel this way, what does that say about who I am? And that threatens who I am as a person. It doesn't have to. It's not threatening. We all go through this, okay? We all meet these matches all the time, okay? So then you can really sit with it. What do I really believe about this task or function? Do I really believe that being healthy is hard and that only crazy people do it that have nothing better to do? Okay. Once you figure out the belief system, right? I know that belief system. So do I want to change it? You have to mentally acknowledge that, yes, I want to change this belief system. I choose not to believe anymore that is true. So then decide what you want to change it to. I'm going to change it to being healthy is easy. I just have to choose to do it. I have the freedom to do that. Every time I make a decision, that's me stepping into my power, making a choice, okay? And owning that decision, right? Because if it's something you really don't want to do, your brain's going to ask, well, what can I do instead that's going to give me a reason not to do the thing I don't want to do? Does that make sense? So it's working against you, and you constantly have these opposing forces. The struggle is exhausting, all right? Second part of this healing opportunity is every day do something that builds value in that area. So let's say, for example, you want to drink more water, okay? You really don't know why you want to drink more water. You don't really know why you need to drink more water. You don't really know what the big deal is, but everybody says drink more water. So what the hey, I guess I'm going to just try to drink more water. So every day, take a second, scribble it on your napkin while you're eating, whatever. Ask Alexa, Google it, whatever. Every day, challenge yourself to write down one benefit of drinking water. Okay, you're going to start to learn, and every day has to be a different thing. You can't write the same thing down every day. All right, so after a couple days, or maybe once, you're going to exhaust what you already know about this thing, okay? So then you're going to start to have to get more creative. Maybe you're going to start Googling, maybe you're start asking, hey, why do you think that it's important to drink more water? Or why do you know that it's important? You drink a lot of water. What do you drink water for, And start building on that. Every day, just jot down a few words, why it's important, why it's helpful, why it supports your health. How does it impact the healing process? How does it make my body stronger? Every day, and little by little by little by little, you're going to be building a subconscious belief system that is going to naturally now guide you and direct you to drinking more water. And it takes the struggle out of it. It takes the work out of it. Okay. Brushing your teeth doesn't work anymore. You just do it. You get it done. It's over with. You don't even think about it. Half the time, you don't even remember that you did it. You're like, did I brush my teeth today? Because you just do it. It's that automatic. It's that subconscious. So this is what we want these things to become. We want that's how it becomes a lifestyle practice, is to make it something that is so subconscious, just so naturally, okay, so easily, that we just do it. So what are you going to just do today? What are you going to work on today? What's an area that you're struggling? Put it in the comments. Just, it can be very simple. Put it in there. What am I going to do today? How am I going to surround myself with people that have like-minded beliefs as far as caring for themselves? And am I going to put myself in a Facebook group that whines and complains all the time? Or do I want to put myself in a Facebook group that's going to keep challenging me, to keep uplifting me, to keep helping me find new ways to be creative and motivated and to find that power that I have, that I've already been given, to follow through, to accomplish some of these things. Okay. So, who you hang out with makes a difference. Your mama was right. All right. Hate to tell you. So start surrounding yourself with people that already have these values, people that these things already come easily to. And you're going to see that that's another way that's going to really improve it. Listen to all of these things, listen to podcasts, watch the videos, go in and watch the replays, things like that. So, and engage, motivate other people and support other people, encourage other people. And you're going to start, it's a boomerang effect. You're going to start getting that and feeling that back too. So I can't wait to hear more about what your things are that you're going to work on. So, and I'll see you next time.